Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Matthew, the 11th chapter. And it came to pass when Yahweh Shai had made an end of commanding his 12 disciples, he departed thence to teach and to preach in their cities. Now when John had heard in the prison the works of Hamashiach, he sent 2 of his disciples, and said unto him, Art thou he that should come, or do we look for another? Right, so are you him, the Messiah, or should we look for another? Yahushua answered and said unto them, Go and shew John again those things which ye do hear and see. The blind receive their sight, and the lame walk, and the lepers are cleansed, and the deaf hear. The dead are raised up, and the poor have the gospel preached to them. And blessed is he, whosoever shall not be offended in me. And as they departed, Yahushua began to say unto the multitudes concerning John, What went ye out into the wilderness to see? A reed shaken with the wind? Now, remember, it mentioned that John was preaching in the wilderness of Judea, and they of Jerusalem and Judea and the parts about Jordan and Galilee went to hear him, right? And to be baptized of him. NLT, and as John's disciples were leaving, Yahushua began talking about him to the crowds. What kind of man did you go into the wilderness to see? Was he a weak reed, swayed by every breath of the wind? Verse 8, But what went ye out for to see? A man clothed in soft raiment? Behold, they that wear soft clothing are in kings' houses. But what went ye out for to see? A prophet? Yea, I say unto you, more than a prophet. For this is he of whom it is written, Behold, I send my messenger before thy face, which shall prepare thy way before thee. And that was that messenger was Elijah. Okay, at least that's what is written in the book of Malachi. So that's what John did, right? To prepare the way before Yahushua, as laying out that red carpet for him. Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there hath not risen a greater than John the Baptist. Neither, notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. So he's saying John the Baptist is one of the greatest prophets, but still, the least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he, because even the least Israelite in the kingdom of heaven is going to be perfect. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, which, remember, the Lord told Israel, the kingdom of God is within you, right? And so the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force, right? And who were the violent? The Romans. And that's what they did. They did take us by force and made us a province under them, put tributes and taxes upon us and different conditions. And so even at this time, we were ruling as a very semi-autonomous nation because we were under the jurisdiction of the Romans. For all the prophets and the law prophesied until John, and if ye will receive it, this is Elias or Elijah, which was for to come. So he was telling them John the Baptist was Elijah coming back in the reincarnation. He that hath ears to hear, let him hear. Meaning those that have their spiritual ears open, they would understand. But whereunto shall I liken this generation? It is like unto children sitting in the markets and calling unto their fellows, and saying, We have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned unto you, and ye have not lamented. So meaning, no matter what we do, you just don't get it, right? We pipe unto you, we sing unto you, you don't dance. We mourn, you don't lament. And the Lord was saying that to signify that no matter what, they wouldn't believe. As he says, For John came neither eating or drinking, and they say he hath a devil. They didn't accept him. They say he got demons on him. The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say, Behold, a man gluttonous and a winebibber, meaning that he ate and drank openly, like with the people. And they said, No, he's gluttonous, he's a winebibber, a friend of publicans and sinners. So it doesn't matter how you flip the cake, they won't eat it. That was a bad example, but anyway, the Lord is saying no matter how you come, they just wouldn't receive it. But wisdom is justified of her children. Right, and I'll read this part in the NLT as well. It says here, but wisdom is shown to be right by its results. See, so no matter what, you can't deny the works. That proves the truth of the matter, right? That proves that wisdom by the actions, by the works that have come forth of it. Then began he to upbraid the cities wherein most of his mighty works were done, because they repented not. Woe unto thee, Chorazin! Woe unto thee, Bethsaida! For if the mighty works which were done in you had been done in Tyre and Zidon, they would have repented long ago in sackcloth and ashes, right? And Tyre and Zidon predominantly was a city with heathens in it, right? But he's saying here, they, even them, if they had seen the miracles that were done in you, in your towns, in your cities, they would have repented. But I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for Tyre and Zidon in the day of judgment than for you. So they will be better off in judgment than you. That's how bad you're going to get it for not believing. And thou, Capernaum, which are exalted unto heaven, right? So they were in that lofty state, right? They had, it was a good, well-off city, shall be brought down to hell, right? Which is a destructive state, a low state. For if the mighty works which had been done in thee had been done in Sodom, it would have remained unto this day, meaning they would have repented of their evil works had they seen the mighty works that were done in you, and they would have not been destroyed. But I say unto you that it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom in the day of judgment than for thee. Damn. And you know what happened in the land of Sodom with how wicked they were. And he's saying even that they would have it better off than you in the time of judgment. At that time, Yahushua answered and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and hast revealed them unto the babes. And who were the babes? His disciples, right? They were likened unto the babes, and the wise and prudent will be likened unto the learned scribes and Pharisees. But no matter how learned they were, the Lord didn't open up their minds to the truth of the matter, as he did unto his disciples, which were considered unlearned. Even so, Father, for it seemed good in thy sight. So it pleased the Lord to do this. All things are delivered unto me of my Father, and no man knoweth the Son but the Father, neither knoweth any man the Father save the Son, and he to whomsoever the Son will reveal him. And let's pull this up in the NLT as well. It says, my Father has entrusted everything to me. No one truly knows the Son except the Father, and no one truly knows the Father except the Son, and those to whom the Son chooses to reveal him. See, so in order to know the Father, you got to go through the Son. The Son has to reveal the Father to you. But in order to know the Son, the Father has to draw you onto him. See, so that's why I think the scriptures say it is not it's not basically you that chooses, but the Lord that chooses you. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Right, because when you come to serve the Lord, yeah, you go through things, you go through temptation, but your mind is at rest because you have the truth. It makes you free, and ultimately you would get that eternal rest. Take my yoke, which is what? The burden of the Lord, the work of the Lord, and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. And really it is, right? To serve the Lord is not difficult. Do you do more difficult, strenuous, and stressing tasks in the world than what the Lord requires of us? And we're getting a bigger reward than the things the world will give you. And that brings us to the end of the book of Matthew, the 11th chapter. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. And until next time, Shalom.